Libraries with a Tipasa subscription can use WorldShare Report Designer to create reports from the interlibrary loan universe. This video will show you how to do that. Here's an overview of the steps that I'll be demonstrating. I'll launch Report Designer, select the ILL universe, and then create a query by selecting result objects, the elements that I want in the report, and then selecting filters, the criteria that I want to use to select the data for the report. And then I'll run the query. I'll demonstrate these steps using this example. Imagine that you want a report listing the reasons for no for requests you've created as a borrowing library for the last several months. This is an example of a completed report. To launch Report Designer, click Analytics, and then Reports, and then Report Launchpad. A new tab or window will open in your web browser. To create a new report, click Applications and then Web Intelligence. In the new tab or window, click the New button to create a new report, and then click Universe and OK, and select the Interlibrary Loan Universe. Next, I need to create a query. I'll begin by selecting result objects, that is, the elements that I want in the report. There are two kinds of objects, dimensions and measures. A dimension is a perspective from which you can view or analyze data. You could use dimensions to categorize or group data. Some examples of dimensions are request item title and lender reason for no. In Report Designer, dimensions are represented by a blue icon. You can count dimensions, for example, a number of material formats, but you cannot do calculations, such as sums or averages. A measure is numeric data about a dimension. Some examples of measures are ILL filled loan count and canceled request count. In Report Designer, measures are represented by a yellow ruler icon. You can do calculations on measures, for example, sums or averages. Now I'll go back to Report Designer and start selecting the objects I want in the report. For this example, the first object I want in the report is OCLC Request ID, which is under Request Details. So I'll open that folder and then double-click OCLC Request ID. That now displays in Result Objects. Next, I want to include some bibliographic information from the request, which are under Request Item. Once I have that folder open, I'll select Request Item Title. Another way to select result objects is to single-click and then use the arrows. Another way you can select result objects is to drag the object to Result Objects. For this example, I'll select Request Item OCLC Number and drag it up to Result Objects. I'll select the remaining objects I want in this report by double-clicking. I'll select Request Item Article Title for copy request, Request Item Article Issue Date, also for copy request, and Request Item Imprint for a loan request. Some of the other objects that I want in this report are under Lending Institution. I'll open that folder and then double-click Lending Institution Symbol and Lending Institution Name. The last two objects that I want to select for this example are under Supplier History. So I'll open the Supplier History folder and double-click Lender Reason for No, and under Lender Unfilled Date, the Lender Unfilled Date and Time. The next step is to select Query Filters, the criteria to use to select the data to be included in the report. I want this report to include only requests that were unfilled in 2018, so under Lender Unfilled Date, I'll click Lender Unfilled Date Year with a single click, and then click the arrow next to Query Filters. Now I'll select Equal To and type 2018. Requests that were filled will have a reason for no of NA for not applicable. I want to exclude these requests from the report, so I'll click Lender Reason for No, and then click the arrow next to Query Filters. I'll select Not Equal To, and then click the Define Filter Type button and select Values from List. In the list, I'll double-click NA and then click OK. I also want to exclude requests on which my library is a lender, so I'll open the Lending Institution folder and then click Lending Institution Symbol and click the arrow next to Query Filters. My symbol is TS259, so I'll select Not Equal To and then type TS259. Previewing the results is optional, but it can be very useful to be sure that I selected the result objects and query filters that will give me the report I want. To do this, click Refresh. The preview looks good, so now I'll click Run Query. If you have questions about Report Designer, please visit help.oclc.org for documentation, training, and contact information for OCLC support in your region. While you're on the Help site, look for other Report Designer videos on creating, saving, and exporting reports. Thanks for watching.